Different people from different places around the world, with one destination. 7 days of holidays begin for all of them in the Municipality of Chersonissos. The legends of fairies and their caves follow us as we make our way along the stunning Karteros gorge. What a wonderful way to be introduced to the Cretan countryside. At the exit, a deserted hamlet, a forgotten inn, and the small church of St. Nicholas. We will soon come to the sea, because the sea is always so close. Sandy beaches, crystal clear waters, and small coves stretching on for 30 kilometers. I can never grow tired of seeing you beside me, laughing.
You can lose yourself within the maze of paths in the labyrinth, perhaps forever, or you can triumphantly emerge if you follow the signs and the riddles. You can even follow the example of Odysseus within his massive wooden horse, learn how to shoot a bow and arrow, or feel the soft clay between your hands for the first time. And if you're not satisfied with all that, there are always the gigantic water slides. Great fun for the children, and for the not so young.
Today, we had our first stop in Krasi under the spreading branches of the ancient plane tree. A natural monument over 2,000 years old. Nikos Kazadzakis and his friends would often sit under its shade in the summer. The woman would wash the clothes in the vaulted stone basins, and passers-by would quench their thirst at the springs. Our trip into the interior of the island continues with unexpected encounters and ghost villages. Like Svedili, the village that was once covered by the water of the Aposelemi Dam.
A trip to Crete could be a trip deep into the universe. With the comets and the nebulae, a unique planetarium, visual reality interactive games. All the magic of the stars unfolding before our very eyes. The same stars that would have been seen long ago by a Minoan priest, in the mansion where he lived beside the sea, close to the ancient port of Knossos. And we are under the same night sky, tonight, our first night.
The heavy industry of tourism may be found along the coast, but you can only get the full picture if you visit the inland villages, with their narrow alleyways and wooden signs on the houses, reminding us of those who lived and practiced their long-gone professions there. And with the Cretans who lived there ready to tell you their stories, stories that are nearly always full of music and dance. You can never leave this island until you have been at least once to a Cretan festival.
Between Chersonissos and Stalida is Lychnostatis, a museum dedicated to everyday life on Crete in previous centuries. It is a journey back in time, like virtual reality, but a reality you can also touch. The sound of the sea and the laughter of children slowly draw us in. To what? To fun and games.
Positive energy both inside and outside the Gouverniotissa monastery that has been standing for over 1,000 years. When in Europe huge cathedrals were being constructed, here tiny churches were being built. Perhaps you can talk to God more easily here. Or maybe you can meet another God, the God of hospitality, something that is very common on this island, somewhere random in the countryside, or in one of the small village coffee houses. These villages that give us nothing but striking images and unforgettable flavors.
We set out early today to climb up to perhaps the most beautiful terrace in the area. to perhaps the strangest park we've ever seen. From here we can follow the evolution of our ancestors, from their caves right up to their conquest of space. On our way back, we stopped to sample what everyone has insisted we try: food cooked in a wood-fired oven and a really satisfying potato omelette. Here they call it tsugato. Here too are those amazing squashes that they call tsukus. Many years ago they would have been used to carry water, wine and raki.
We can't get away from the beauty of this sea. It draws us near in so many ways. Those people high up on the rocks might be taking pictures of our boat as we sail away, or perhaps the sun that is slowly setting. We just wish that this trip would never end. A surprise is waiting for us on our return as we watch the moon rising in front of us in all its glory. The magic continues at our favorite place, where the food and the atmosphere come together perfectly. The night is just beginning.
What strange bananas! So small and yet so full of flavour and aroma. One of the most famous Cretan products, grown here in Malia, next to the sea. The children have never seen a banana plantation before. Time passes pleasantly, even if you're doing nothing at all. Just idly watching the children clambering over rocks or running around a village. Or together, simply planning your next day.
It's an ideal day for golf at one of the best organised and most thrilling courses of Greece, and the only one on Crete. It's the unending horizon and the absolute silence that lightens our moods and gives us the desire to keep going and visit the Folklore Museum at Mohos, meticulously and carefully arranged down to the last detail. In the evening, a trip to Malia. Malia with its two contrasting faces, the tourist resort and the traditional village. It seems unreal, almost like a stage set of a play that has just finished, waiting to be dismantled and taken away. And yet, it is completely genuine.
A walk in the countryside down the Rosa Gorge. At the top of the gorge, we descend between unfamiliar trees, later giving way to olive trees. It all seems very easy going at first. Then suddenly we see eagles floating above the sheer rose-coloured sides of the gorge. How I would like those eagles to pick me up and take me with them, flying over the villages and down to the sea. I hope we will soon be diving into the blue waters of that same sea.
Today, our road descends. We're approaching one of Crete's many caves, Skotino. The cave entrance is truly impressive. As we continue deeper, I have the impression that our long-gone ancestors are hidden nearby and are watching us. Those ancestors that gathered around the fire here, in this exact spot, 10,000 years ago, they moved slowly back into the far reaches of the caves, so that we can never meet them. Later, however, we'll meet others, in a different kind of darkness, this time a multicolored one.
Today's fishing trip has become an unforgettable experience. The saltiness of the sea, the joy of the children, and the clarity of the water all combine to make you wish you could stay here forever. In the evening, we find ourselves in a tranquil traditional village, in the pleasant square with its tavernas.
Today, we're visiting a special park. Craftsmen of different specialties gathered here. This is where they work, talk about their crafts and sell their creations. Many tourist products are made here on the hillside of Anopoli, and most of them are the fruits of a continuing family tradition. We return to the hotel for a few moments of rest and relaxation, because tonight the evening is dedicated to other Cretan traditions: music, dancing, celebration, and of course raki, which flows freely, enabling you to let go of your inhibitions and express yourself more freely.
Slowly we relax, mingle, and become one big happy crowd. It seems strange to find yourself standing in one of the most important palaces of Minoan Crete. Sarpedon, the brother of Minos, ruled here. It was near here that the bee pendant was found. All around us are the circular ruins and the enormous clay pots of the first European civilization. All around us too are the sounds of summer, the Cretan cicadas with their incessant, maddening screeching.
Today, riding around on horseback, we feel like the landed gentry of the Middle Ages, inspecting the land slowly and lazily. And from this lazy, relaxed mood, straight into the surprise of a fantastical underwater world. Time flies by when you are having a good time. The nights here are known for their intensity and liveliness, but you can always find a quiet spot to enjoy some intimate moments. The lighted chapel by the sea seems otherworldly, a ghostly boat ready to sail away.
Perhaps the most impressive thing in this park, apart from the huge Tyrannosaurus, is walking among the plants and trees and listening to the sounds. Dinosaurs always exert a particular fascination on children. Here, it's like stepping back millions of years in time. Later, we stop for a break at this rock, and I think about ichthyosaurs and pterodactyls. The island in front of us, called Dia, looks like a huge prehistoric lizard turned to stone in the sea. The beaches spreading out in front of us easily call us back to them again and again.
The more we travel around this place, the more of its hidden treasures we discover. Like in Kenorio Horio, the little church of Hagia Anastasia, literally tucked inside a cave. Perhaps the most evocative house of God we have yet encountered. Or maybe this spot, right next door to the bustling beaches of the north coastline, left pristine and untouched. All around it are ruined windmills, prickly pear cacti and sea lilies. A sea that at night changes colour and wakes in you a forgotten mood. And for a while, you become the lovelorn hero of a 70s film.
At the port of Chersonissos, an aquarium, small and yet so rich in images and experiences. Dancing moray eels, lethargic iguanas, pythons, rare fish languidly nibbling on their food. In the same languid way, other creatures enjoy the sun and their cooling drinks. And if they want, they can experience a rush of adrenaline. As dusk falls, the pace slows down, because the night is yet to come. And the night, with its 1,000 faces, will once again sweep us away.
A bright summer's day beside the Minoan Palace at Malia, next to the iconic clay pots standing upright close to the water's edge, perhaps to remind us of the time when the Minoans ruled the Mediterranean. In the evening, a truly unique experience inside that very same palace. because only on this night can you visit the archaeological sites and feel something metaphysical. Tonight is the full moon of August in the Minoan Palace in the foothills of Mount Selena. Some words echo each other in a strange way. Selena, Selini, Selas, Elas. In Greek, they all mean nearly the same thing: light.
The excitement rises today in the calm seas of Stalida, a fun fair out in the open water. The speed here sweeps us along in a different way. A short break for food. And then the big night out. A night that you wish would never end. Five minutes away from Chersonissos, in the village of Piskopiano, is a museum dedicated to the agricultural life of the region. The looms, the weavings, the olive grinding stones, a completely different world from before the Industrial Revolution. The strangest thing, perhaps, was a photograph of a girl who bears a striking resemblance to our daughter. Our daughter, the only thing on whose mind is that we reach the farm which is waiting for us. Many years ago, these animals, donkeys, were indispensable to Cretan life. Now, they are just a tourist attraction, but really special for all that.
Faith always gives birth to strange but beautiful stories. The miraculous icon of the Virgin Mary at Chersonissos Monastery is said to have been stolen 3 times by the Turks, and 3 times it returned to its rightful place, the 3rd time chained to a marble pillar. In the village of Episkopi, there is a special museum. It houses exhibits from the Second World War and other intriguing objects from modern Greek history. In Argyrakio War and Ethnological Museum, time seems to stand still. You can almost touch it. The 7th day was always the day of rest, and our hotel is ideal for just that. So we close our eyes and think of nothing at all. Except maybe the idea that we had to say goodbye to Crete in an unusual way. From up high, we look down on our favorite places. We try to spot ourselves among the people who are still enjoying their holidays. We keep wondering. Only 7 days. Maybe we should change our return tickets.
Everything begins slowly at the hotel on this, our last day. The children think they will be diving in and out of the pool, but there's a surprise waiting for them. There's no way we can leave without visiting the most famous aquarium of Greece. The diverse life of the sea spread out in front of us in the large tanks of this unique place. We'll have to come back again tomorrow, say the children, enthralled by the magic of Crete Aquarium, and we can only agree with them. Enchanted as we are by the days we spent in this place. And we wonder, when can we come back again?
If only this hotel could be our permanent home. We daydream a little and hope to wake up in another dream. Today, we set off on a trip to the deserted island of Dia, only 6 miles off the coast from Heraklion. Once the island was full of wild mountain goats. Once Cousteau discovered ancient wrecks off its shores. Now, only the bare rock, a guard's house and a small chapel remain, and its crystal clear waters. We bid farewell to the Municipality of Chersonissos with wonderful memories and a burning desire that tomorrow when we wake up, it will again be our first day here.
If only I could relive the days we spent here. Feel again the sense of freedom. Watch one more sunset from the little island with its tiny church. Why do we travel? To get to know the world. And why do we return to certain places? Because those places hold the entire world.